as we get further down here, we've got less and less to take off. There's almost nothing right there. Down here, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Number 5, plain. It does bounce around a little bit. Planing stop here is just a piece of 1x3, 2 screws screwed into the bench. And you may notice I haven't chamfered this back edge yet. It's not really blowing out. I'm not going perpendicular, I'm skewing at an angle. Normally you just lock the corner off the bottom a bit like that, and then it wouldn't tear out and make a big mess. This one doesn't seem to be really making a big mess at all. It's actually planing pretty nice, natural, and doing pretty good, I think. But it cleans up pretty quick. I think we're at about 12 minutes now, and I've been yakking for a bit of it. So, you know, if we said 15 minutes per side, fairly labor intensive. You know, my irons are sharp, but you're moving a lot of material, and this being fur, it's not really soft. It's got a bit of substance to it. The plane's nice, but it's, you know, we're not planing cedar. And there's lots of these nice knots. You can hear those every once in a while, which is I'm going to back that iron off a little bit and even out these, and that's a function of the camber in that iron. It's leaving scoops, so we'll pull that iron back a little bit, smoothing that out just a tiny little bit. I'll bring the camera around. I'm changing the angle. That was my first angle. I'm going to go like that. What this is going to do is lessen those ridges. If I just keep planing at the same angle, I'm really not going to lessen them very much. Some places it might even make them worse. These are really light passes. I'm not looking to remove very much material here. Very light pressure. I'm not pushing very hard at all. Board, what a handful. So on this side, you've got the primary, and then here, it might be hard to see, but you'll see much less ridges. So this is number 7 joiner. I think it's 1902. It's got 3 patent dates on it. This is a fairly new one. I have a wood one that I had used for quite a while. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is, being that it's got a longer sole, we're going to follow the same path as the jack plane, and we're going to slowly, as we progress, follow that angle, and by the time we're done, we'll be more or less planing with the direction of the board. And being that this has a longer sole, we're going to reduce and reduce and reduce those ridges until they're gone. Nice light strokes. to back that iron off a little bit, and it might look like 6 turns, but there's quite a bit of play in that. So sometimes it's 3 turns before it actually does anything. Yours is probably the same. I think most of these old ones are pretty similar in that way. So that, we'll call that about 45 degrees. Now we're going to change, we'll call that 60 degrees or 30 degrees depending on how you're facing. We don't want to just keep going at the same angle. The goal is to be parallel with the board. So we're going to get about halfway there. Now I might have to back this off a little more. What I can feel is that I'm really only taking a shaving in the center portion. It tells me there's a little bit of a hump there. See how there's a little bit there. So in this section it looks like I've got a bit of a hump. On this side it looks like my corners are high. And these shavings they're pretty thin. There's not much there. If you've got an ear that's tuned to hearing shavings, you might hear this. It's a very soft sound when we're getting out of this one. I'm not taking very much. It's very stark contrast to when we had the jack plane. You could hear it scooping and tearing. This is very soft. There's very little coming out of there. You know, we're just taking a whisper off of one side, and I'm gonna just turn my iron a little bit. What I'm finding is it's sliding around a little bit there. So when that iron skews, it's changing, and I'm leaving a plane mark on that side that's cutting a little deeper. So as I tweak it back and forth laterally, those become less and less until they're basically almost gone now in this section. I still have them down here. So as we work this way, it'll be quite a bit less. So hopefully what you can see here, we'll zoom out a little bit. You can see that these are becoming less and less. They're still faint 45 lines, but we are starting to approach a level of flatness where it's almost ready to turn this guy and go with the board. We're very close.